Hey everybody, I'm Viv from the crew and I'm going to be answering the question, what does 4 S's on my boarding pass mean? Simply put, it stands for secondary, screening, selection. No, it doesn't. There's a lot of S's there to get right. Secondary, security, screening, selection. But I'll go into what that means. Just before I do, make sure you subscribe because we've got tons of travel videos, tips, how-tos. There's a blog that comes out every week, well, a vlog of us filming TV and film around the world. So make sure you check that out. So this is something that is designed by the TSA, which is the United States Transportation Security Association. So this is mostly concerned with flights in the United States airspace. The first thing is you don't have to worry or panic. That's generally not a very good idea, particularly around airports. But this just means that you'll be susceptible to a more thorough search. If you are someone who checks in online, the first red flag will be if you can't print your boarding pass. It won't be until you actually go and see a person at a check-in counter that you will be able to get your boarding pass, and it is then that you will find that it has been printed with 4 S's. In my case, it was highlighted, so I don't know what that means. I can only assume they really wanted to make it very obvious that Vivian Smith has 4 S's on her passport. At that point, you will also get 4 S's on your luggage tag because the entirety of you and your bags is going to be searched. So then you will move through to security as normal with your boarding pass. If you're in the United States, it's likely that you'll get this scanned by a TSA agent. They will notify you that you've been selected, and then you'll be moved to a separate line and you'll go through a more vigorous search. You will go through the metal detector, the full body scan, you know, the one where you go like that, sometimes twice. You'll get a full body pat down, which interestingly is quite common in most of the world to get a full body pat down. You will then get your carry-on luggage like totally garage sailed and checked. Absolutely everything will be gone through. And often they'll have questions about items. Finally, you'll get the little swab on your palms and your clothes and your bags to check for explosive residue. There'll be one last check at the gate before you board, and they'll scan it and it'll beep again. You will eventually get on the plane. It will just take between 10 to 30 minutes longer than it normally does. The big question I imagine you're having right now is, why do you even end up with the 4 S's on your boarding pass to start with? There are a number of reasons, and there are no official explanations. 1, your trip is characterized as unusual, which coincidentally is what all of our YouTube videos are about. 2, you are flying to a high-risk destination. 2 trips to the Pakistan border will qualify as that. Number 3, you purchased your tickets last minute. Unfortunately for us, that's pretty much all the time. We can't seem to plan much more than a month ahead. Number 4, you purchased a one-way ticket, particularly international one-way tickets. Number 5, you purchased your ticket with cash. Number 6, you are already on a watch list. There's a link in the blog, the article that we wrote about this, about how to determine if you're on a list and then how to deal with it if you are. And then of course it can just happen randomly. Also, depending on which country in which you've received the Quad S can kind of depend on that rigmarole. Sometimes you don't get pulled aside at all, sometimes you don't even get notified. Also, there's a lot of countries where the security, the standard security, is at the level of a Quad S security. Countries like China, Nepal, parts of Africa, the Middle East, they will give you a full pat down anyway. And they will divide lines into men and women. The women will often go into like a separate cubicle, and that's just standard security. So again, depending on where you are in the world, this may not be completely different at all. So there's no reason to really worry. If you're that concerned, just give yourself some extra time at the airport. If you have any Quad S experiences, comment below. And as I said, we have a blog article, which again, the links are all below. And don't forget to subscribe. Tons more cool adventure videos, how-tos, travel tips, behind the scenes vlogs. It's all there on the crew.